Amazing. So, first and foremost, I want to welcome you all into this call. And I'm excited, man. I mean, we're just going on with the March Madness. We're really moving towards something huge, and we got events coming up as well. So really make sure to take this advantage now that you have it right here and now. We got a lot of people coming in as well, and really ready to take the step to create a change in their lives. So first and foremost, for all the new people that are in this call, do we have any people who's been here for less than a month? Drop a number one in the chat. Drop a number one in the chat if you've been in for less than a month. And there you see, we got a lot of new people on the line, and I'm excited, man. You know, warm welcome first and foremost. I saw a lot of people come in from yesterday, and it's amazing to see that you are ready to really take the decision to create a change within your life. And very quickly before I get into tonight's topic, for you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Anwar. I'm 22 years. I've been doing this now for the past 3 years, and I've been really, getting into learning the skill sets of not only, trading, not only investing, but also how to build a business online. And I'm super grateful for taking the decision to get started with this, because this has created a change within my life, and not only my life, but others as well. And, when I got started with all of this, I really thought that I would do this on my own. I wouldn't share this to anyone else. But something I realized was that if I'm able to learn something that changed my life, why am I not going to share this to others? And that led to me, going in and taking the decision to go P300, P600, P1000, P2000. And we're moving towards that chairman every single day. And I'm truly grateful to be able to open here. And something that I truly love about our community, Retard Young, and not only Retard Young itself, but iMaster Academy, is that we have something way different than I've seen anywhere else. And that is one single thing: culture. We have a community with a culture of growth. And this is something that I'm truly grateful for, because I never had this when I first started. I never knew how important it was to have such an amazing community, have such an amazing culture that we have within our academy and within our community. And I've been studying different people. I've been listening to different people through events, through conventions, through videos as well, and through calls as well. And something that really stood out to me was the person that's gonna speak tonight, because something I see that he has been creating, because not only is he a chairman 25 within the company, he has created so many different chairmen within his organization. It's not only within his country, but within so many, internationally. He has now two chairmen in Netherlands. He has a chair, if I'm not mistaken, a chairman in two chairmen in Belgium, and also in Kazakhstan, and many more in his organization that he has helped. But one thing he has really created within his team, within his entire organization, is that one single thing. He has created a culture where people are growing every single day. He has created something where he knows that if people comes into to our community, that comes into our organization, it is that they're going to come out much better than when they came in, right? And not only that, they have the amazing culture to create massive events every single month with their Super Saturdays. If you haven't seen, they had a Super Saturday not so long ago, and they were putting in 1,500 people there on the spot. 1,500 people on an event, most people coming from Belgium and Netherlands. And understand this, it started with a small vision that Jürgen had, and it became bigger, and it became so much bigger. It became bigger than what he thought. It became way bigger than most people would ever imagine. But he had that vision to create increase. He had the vision to create something bigger. And I'm excited. I'm grateful that you took your time to host for us, Uncle Jay. And spam some love in the chat, spam some Chairman 50 in the chat, because I'm gonna bring up the one and only Jürgen Vande Cappelle, who's gonna really take the time to give value to us. And I'm excited what she had in store for us. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna step away with greatness. I'm gonna leave this over to you, my brother, and the stage is yours.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you for the great introduction and edification. I don't know what your name is because I see retire young. What is your name, brother?
Anwar, Anwar.
Anwar. That's an amazing, amazing job. So hey guys, super blessed to be on the call this evening. Apologies, I am a little bit late, but traffic sometimes, is a hustle. So let me maybe start with a short introduction about myself. I'm the least important person on the call, but then you have a little bit of an idea, who the bold guy from Belgium is. So back in 2017, I met Alex Morton. He said, "Let's get you started." I said, "That's an amazing idea." And as we like to say, the rest is history. Like Anwar said, I am in multiple countries, or we are in multiple countries, and actually we are in multiple continents. If I'm not mistaken, we are in 4 different continents. Of course, Europe, with mainly the French team, the Belgium team, the Netherlands team, some smaller teams all over, like a little bit of Malta, a little bit of Germany, a little bit of whatever. We have the Russian-speaking teams, mainly Kazakhstan and Russia. But I think over there we are in 6 or 7 different, all the Stan countries, Uzbekistan and Stan, whatever, those kind of thing. Then a few in Africa, and of course my movement in North America, in the States, and in Canada. So those are where we are, and indeed I have the pleasure to work with 14 different chairmen in my organization. And indeed, Lars was the last one in the Netherlands, just before Budapest. Yeah, he was the last one indeed. So let's get started. So Helen, she asked me to talk about culture, which I think is an amazing topic, because people, they always ask me, Jürgen, what is the magic sauce? Okay, how do you go big? How do you go bold? The first thing I always say is, and you've heard this before, and if you listen, thank you, brother. I appreciate you regarding the value in Budapest. To be honest, little story. I almost changed my keynote because I had my keynote in mind, and then they told me a few days before Budapest that I was the very first speaker. And I was like, well, maybe this topic is a little bit too serious to be like the first one, because people like the energy. And thank God I didn't change my my topic, because I think I never had so many messages regarding what I've said. And also this evening I did a reel on Instagram, where I gave 3 extra courageous questions. I gave the 5 heavy ones on stage, but time was limited, and in Budapest, so I gave 3 little ones that you can use every single day. So go and check it out. It's on my Instagram, and hopefully, you can change your life with those 3 new ones as well. Anyway, so when people ask me what is the sauce, first off, it's always the same.
I think we lost him. We'll see if he can reconnect.
Location, and just like yesterday, um I hope the internet holds. So if I drop back, you go and get yourself something to drink or something to eat, but I'm gonna come back till we're done. Okay, that's a promise. So, um, like you said, it's the hard work, but there's a second thing. If you want to grow big, if you want to build strong teams, and this is a topic of this evening, it is culture. And especially what is the culture that you actually want to install inside of your organizations. Okay, that is probably one of the most important questions you can ever ask yourself as a leader or as a future leader. What is it? And the sooner that you can install a certain culture, the better it is. Okay, it is easier to do with a small team than with a big team. All right. So the thing is that what kind of environment do you want to create? That is actually the main question you can ask yourself, and it all depends on your values. What do you think is important? Maybe also a little bit the culture of the country that you're in. Like for instance, my teams in Asia have a completely different culture than my teams in North America. In North America, it's yo bro, yo this, yo that. When I come in Kazakhstan, it's like, hello sir, nice to meet you. So, it all depends a little bit where you actually are. Because most people say or use the word team, my team this and my team that and bloody daddy daddy daddy. But in all fairness and all honesty, if there's no culture, there is no team. If there's no culture, you don't have a team. You have a bunch of people, a group of people, but you can't really call it a team. Because if there's no culture, you are actually in what we call, I'm from the military. I used to be an officer in the Belgian Air Force. You are in a weak position. You are in a very fragile position if there's no culture. Why is that? For two reasons. Business is not always going to go like this. Sometimes business is going to go like this. And when this comes and you have a strong culture, it won't be like this. It will be more like this. It will go faster up again. But the second reason, and this is so important, is that sooner or later you're gonna get attacked. It is naive to think that you're never going to be under attack. Again, I'm from the military, okay, but also in business, you're going to get attacked from the outside or from the inside. Sometimes there's a few people in your team where the intentions are not that good, okay? So if you know that you're going to be attacked and the culture is good, mainly nothing will happen. Like we've seen multiple, other companies coming into Europe and this and that. I can drop that if I like. The last 2 years, not a single P5 and above left my organization. I know some, I won't say any names, or I cannot swear because this is not my team. Normally I swear a lot on calls, but I'm gonna keep it polite. Otherwise you're like, what the heck is up with that dude? But there's some bad people. You can swear. Okay, well, don't challenge me, brother. And there's some people who they probably contacted every single P2 I have in the Netherlands. Not a single P2 left my team. Why? Not because of me, but because of the culture that we have uh, created. So ask yourself this question or two questions. Are you creating a culture right now? That is the first question. And if so, the second question, which kind of culture are you creating? Okay. And this is a topic that we're going to talk about. And if you're serious about building strong teams, then this as a leader is probably the most important thing you will ever do. All right. And we're going to give you a blueprint. Of course, there's not an exact blueprint how to do it, but I'm going to give you a few points that can definitely help you out on doing so. No matter if you have a team of 6 people, 60, 600, 6,000, whatever it may be, it is important. All right. So another question that you should ask yourself is, what if you could create a team that people don't want to leave? All right. Because we all know retention is one thing. If you want to build a growing team, you got to bring in new people. But if you bring in 20 people and 20 people leave, you're not going to grow. So you want to make sure that less people leave than you bring people in. That probably makes sense, right? So what if you create an environment where people feel appreciated, where people feel safe? And now I'm talking to all the guys on the call. You know, if you want to build a safe environment, you got to act like a gentleman and not like a young boy. Meaning, if you want the ladies to feel safe, you have to create a safe environment. In Belgium and the Netherlands, I think 2 years ago, we had like 5% ladies. Now it's almost 50-50. We had over the last in those of my teams, the last 6 weeks we had 24 P1000s, I think. 24 and 11 are women, which is amazing. Why are the women growing in these markets? Very simple, because they feel very safe. If women don't feel safe, they will never invite their best friends into to say, hey, join this amazing movement because I'm not feeling safe. They're only going to do so, okay, when they do. Okay, so it is what we do. It is not it's not Tinder. You know, I like Tinder. Uncle Jay has a platinum package on Tinder. Very, very important. Okay, but not in business. Okay, this is not to date. This is to change people's life. Talking about Tinder, it's already buzzing again, but we'll do it after the call anyway. So, what if you could build a second home? What if you could build a second family? A lot of people come to me say, Jürgen, you know, because of you or thanks to you directly, indirectly, I have a family that I never had before. This is like a second home, or it's actually my first home. And the reason I'm telling you this is that we're going to talk about it later on the call. Some organizations try to build a money culture, and that's very difficult to do. But if people come in for money, they're going to leave for money. You can find money all over the place in 2024. But can people find a second home that easily? No. Can they find a second family that easily? No. So people won't leave, you know, an environment, a place where they feel good, appreciated, inspired, celebrated, however you want to call it. And don't get me wrong, you know, even with the best culture, you can't, you know, you don't have 100% retention. Not everybody will stay. And sometimes not everybody needs to stay. Because if people don't respect the culture that you are building, I ask them to leave the team. You know, and we're going to talk about it. So if people do not respect the culture that you have, it is best to send them to Herbalife or to another organization. I'm like, brother, you can go wherever you want to go to. I'm going to sign off, and I wish you an amazing life. Because this is how teams survive, or the teams destroy themselves. You know, I come from the military. I created small military units of 6 people, and now a team of over 5,000 people strong. It doesn't matter if there's one person or a certain person who do not respect the culture. That is a very dangerous thing to do. You know, it is, you all know the comparison. You have a basket of fruits, healthy fruits, apples, they're all green, and there's one brown one in it. You know what will happen with the other ones. So you want to remove the brown one as soon as possible. So that being said, I'm going to give you, it's not really a blueprint, but I'm going to give you a few pointers to explain how we did it over here. So if you're ready, put a 1 in the chat so I can have some water, sip some water as well. And let's see if you guys are all fired up. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So let's start with the first thing that you need to do. Together with the core of your organization, you come together and you discuss what is the culture, what is the vision that we want to build over here. Why would a small group of people and not yourself? When we come out with, hey, this is the vision that we have, this is a culture that we want to create, it's not Uncle Jay's vision. It is, in my case, it was a vision of the P5 and above in Belgium and the Netherlands. So this means we were close to 10 people strong, bringing out a certain vision, if that makes sense. And of course, you got to make sure that that small group of people that they fully agree on, okay, this is how we're going to do it. So that's step number one. The second thing that you do is you're going to start sharing that vision that you have with the team as much as possible. So you're going to share how you see how the world is changing. You just say one thing, the cash flow quadrant is very important if you want to create vision to your organization. You're going to sell or simply explain what the vision of IAM is. And of course, cash flow and IAM, that's like 1 + 1 = 2, if that makes sense. All right. And you're going to explain the culture that you are about to create. And the more you do so, the better it is, because the more you do so, the more people are going to start talking the same thing that you are talking about. You know, Alex Morton gave me one of the biggest compliments you can ever receive as a human being. Normally, I'm not very sensitive to compliments. I'm like, hey, it's cool that you say something positive, but I can live without. But he said, Jürgen, I know exactly who's from your organization. They have their own personality, but I see your influence in those people. When I hear Lars, I see you. When I see Luke, I see you. When I see Anthony, I see you. That is one of the biggest compliments you can receive, because this means that you are duplicating leadership. And the best way to do so is through vision and through culture. So that's the first thing that I wanna say. The second thing I want to say is that maybe one more thing about the vision, okay, is that I got to be careful, because again, this is you are not a part of my organization. I fully understand if people don't want to build a business. Okay, that is cool. That is cool. But don't tell me that you don't want to share the business. If you tell me I don't want to share the business, you're probably going to get a little spanking. Okay, a soft one, but probably a little bit of a spanking. And I'm going to tell you why. And not from day one, not from day two, but the moment that you start getting value from the services, let alone making money with the services, and you're like, I'm not going to share this with another person. Well, I mean, get ready, you're going to get some. The reason why is simple, is that people come in the company, they have access to the best products in the world. So this means that you got blessed by your upline, you got blessed by IAM Mastery Academy, you got blessed by all Go Live, all these amazing educators. But what you are basically saying as a customer is, the blessing stops here. Nah, that's not a nice thing to do. That is not a nice thing to do. That is very, very egocentric, however you want to call it. And again, I understand not that everybody wants to build a business. They don't want to show the plan every single day. They don't want to go to every single event. That is okay. But don't tell me after a while as a customer that you're like, hey, I'm not going to talk to my friends. I'm not going to talk to my nephew. I'm not going to talk to, I don't know, whoever. Because what we have here isn't network marketing. It is not trading. It is not social media. We have the cure to poverty in our hands. And if you understand how the world is changing, a lot of people, are getting into, what we call in Belgium black snow. They're gonna go into survival mode. More and more people are struggling. If you fully understand that you have the cure to poverty in your hands, I believe you should share it with other people. Because imagine you don't do so, and you start making money, and you're buying new clothes and a new car, and you go on a holiday and another holiday and bloody daddy daddy, and all of a sudden one of your friends, he calls you like, bro, what is going on? And you're like, well, I got this IAM kind of thing since 1 year, and yeah, there we go. Hey, the good thing is that you guys can take a break like every now and then. That's actually the good thing about this freaking Wi-Fi who doesn't work in no, in 2024. I was about to curse. So where were we? So people, they share whatever. But the one thing that can change somebody's life, they're like, I'm gonna keep it all to myself. I mean, that is not a nice thing to do. And I will tell you this, whether you believe in God, Allah, the universe, whatever it may be, I'm truly convinced that if you are blessed and you do not share what we have, somebody is going to take the blessing away from you. This is how the universe works. Okay. They're going to say, oh, you just want to keep it all to yourself. Let's take it away, or let's give you, and all of a sudden those people are like, hey, my trading went good and now my trading is going really bad. You know what it is? It is the universe trying to teach you a little lesson. And hopefully so. This is how it actually should be. So this is one part of, you know, the culture that we wanna create. All right. Other than that, I can keep on going, but the second reason why I think it is good for people to become an IBO is that building the business, forget about the compensation plan, forget about all the money. Building the business is the best thing that you can do for your personal development. You will grow way faster building the business than not building the business. Why? You're going to learn a lot about people and you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You have to get stronger up here. This is why people, they can trade with $100, they can trade with $1,000, but they can't trade with 50,000. Why? Because the mental muscle isn't strong enough. The personal development is not on a certain level. And this is one of the reasons why I encourage every single person, build the business. Okay, first off, to help people, but also to help yourself. You're going to get more personally developed, stronger, faster, bolder than somebody who doesn't do it. But at the end of the day, I'm nobody's daddy. I'm not your boss. I know I'm probably your favorite uncle. So you can do the heck you want to do. Okay. I can only advise people what I think is best for them to do. Anyway, that was my first point. Let's go. Let's go to the second one. The second one, how you want to create a good culture in your organization, is physical events. Okay. Physical events. Hey, we have amazing leaders building big teams online. I'm happy for them. I have no idea how they're doing it. And I don't know if I want to know how they're doing it, because I am a big fan of physical events. I want to look you in the eye. I want to shake your hands. I want to give you a hug and say, hey, brother, sister, how are you doing? Because at the end of the day, this is a people business. This is a 100% people business. This is not network marketing. It's not network whatever. It is a people business. And the best way to get to know your people better and to build relationships, because it's a relationship business, is physical events. All right. And this is why we do Super Saturdays every single month. And indeed, last week we broke our record. We were over 1,400. Sometimes I wish all my teams lived closer together so I could do big one Super Saturday. But this was only Belgium and the Netherlands. But anyway, physical events. And the thing that we see when people don't come to events is, most of the time the reason why they don't come is because they take it for granted. They think it's normal. It's not normal. I know a lot of teams where there are no physical events. The only time that you see your coach is like this, through a screen. It ain't sexy. I mean, I would rather be in Sweden and do this training live in a room than behind a freaking whatever, if that makes sense. So people who are like, I'm not going to go to the physical event, I'm not going to do this, they don't understand a single thing about business, a single thing about life. Because you want to build relationships, you want to get the people that you know with, you want to tap into the energy and the vibrations of those people. Look, most people are leaders. They aren't born leaders, which is normal. They are followers. You know, before you become a leader, you are a follower. Meaning, I don't need my sponsor Alex Morton and my mentor Jason Brown to motivate me. You know, I can charge myself, but most people, they need some charging. This is why we do a Super Saturday, because I know most people, they go to a Super Saturday, like this is the energy level. They go, whoop. Here I'm like, oh my goodness, man, I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm gonna go woohoo. But I know it's gonna go like this because they're not strong enough. This is why they go back to a Super Saturday, and they need this till they can do like Luke can now. And it's like, Luke doesn't need a Jürgen to keep him motivated. Well, sometimes, he needs to talk with me like we had yesterday. He had to figure out some stuff, which is normal. I mean, the guy has a team over 1,000 strong, so he's dealing with situations that he's never dealt before, and therefore he comes to, a sexy bull guy who has done it a few times. But rather than that, he doesn't need me to like, hey, Luke, are you still good, bro? No, he can do it himself. So this is where physical events are super important. And of course, if you do physical events, you want to mix it up. What we do is like 30% skills, 30% mindset, 30% the services. Not explaining the services, therefore you have go live. No, we promote the services. We do testimonials about the services. And then the other 10% are panels, recognition, and stuff like that. And you want to mix it up, more experienced speakers with less experience, male, female, kind of ranks, but only put people on the stage who deserve to be on stage. I mean, everybody can talk a talk, but I prefer people who can walk their walk. So we only put you on a stage if you are performing. Because this is what the people in the room want to see. They don't want to see a talker, they want to see a doer, all right? Number 3, how you build culture, values. Values. Look, people always ask me, hey, Uncle Jay, when you recruit somebody, what is important to you? My number one thing I look for is, are you a good human being? Do you have proper values and norms? If not, I don't care how much volume you bring. I don't want to have you in my organization. The baddest thing you can do is create a P5, a chairman 10, who is a bad human being. That's the worst thing you can do. So you want to say, ciao, send them to Herbalife, send them to another company, do whatever you want to do. Don't recruit them. Don't get them to P5 or chairman, because then everybody's like, wow, that guy's a P5 or that girl. No, don't do it. So good values. So like, it's very simple. Integrity. Keep your words. And I'm not talking about goals. I'm going to go chairman in a year, you're not a chairman. That's okay. And I'm like, if you say, I'm gonna show up, show the F up. I'm gonna call you tomorrow, call me tomorrow. The basic things, the small things. Respect. Treat people with respect. Treat people like you want to be treated yourself. Love language. Be nice to people. I always say, if you don't have anything nice to say, it's better to shut the F up. Don't say anything at all. People already have a boss. Some people already have a partner who argues with them every single second of a freaking day. They don't need another person doing that. So you got to learn to talk love language. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big advocate of real talk, but real talk with love language. Okay, I always tell my leaders what they need to hear, not what they want to hear, because I don't want to create independent people. I want to create dependent people. I don't want to create a bunch of sissies, pussies, whatever. I want to create strong individuals. So I need to tell them what is up, but with a lot of love and a lot of empathy. Okay, that is super important, if that makes sense. Okay, if that makes sense, put a 1 in the chat again, because this is super key, guys. This is where a lot of people lose people. They're either too soft or they're too hard. No, you can tell what is up, but you need to do it in a caring, gentle way, because everybody is on their journey. And as long as, if the intentions are good, this is my number one word. If the intentions are good, you can make all the mistakes in the world. The moment I see that you have bad intentions is the moment I'm going to say goodbye to you. And knowing myself, if I see you doing bad shit, there's no coming back. There is most probably, you can't come back from that. And I don't care if you are a P300 600, if you are chairman 10 in my organization, I do not care. If I see behavior that I don't like, you go and figure it out yourself, but it's going to be without Uncle Jay. And they all know. They all know. So, yeah, caring about people, celebrating people, stuff like that. Number 3. We already talked about it, or number 4, but I'm going to say it again because it's actually my 4 points. You want to create a culture of impact and not a money culture. Okay. I get it. Like for instance, when Luke hit chairman, we don't say Luke now is making 12,000 a month. Why? Everybody knows the compensation plan. As a chairman, then you have 10K a month with approximately 2,000 infinity, which is 12,000 cheeseburgers a month. Everybody knows. You don't need to say it again. When somebody hits P6, you don't need to say that now they're making 600 a month. They all know. But if they hit P6, you can say this individual impacted between 9 and 12 people. He gave the opportunity for a better life, a life with more possibilities to 9 to 12 people. When somebody hits chairman, he impacted between 400 and 500 people, depending on the packages. This is how you create an impact culture. We don't talk about signups. We talk about impacts. Another impact. This is our language for saying another sign up. Because a sign up, that sounds like, ugh, that's like, we're dealing with people, like a sign up, that's like, I don't know what it is, but what the freaking whatever, Anyway, so this is what you want to do. And can you talk about money? Yes, you can talk about money. It all depends on your culture. My North American teams talk more about culture than my teams here. My chairman from Canada, he has like this, how do you call it? A chain, a 15K chain. And then especially his black team from the States are like, hey, bro, can I wear your chain? And yo, shoot, pop, man, 50 cents here and 50 cents there. Yo, what's up? Amazing. But don't overdo it. Don't overdo it, because if people join for money, they're going to leave for money. All right. Yes. Hey, Uncle Jay got some swag. How do you do this again? What's that? Something like that. Anyway, okay, let's get on with the call. So that is number 4. Create an impact culture, not a money culture. Right. Another one. We're almost done. Is unison. One team, one team only. Every single time when a part of my organization in the past say, yeah, well, it's all good, Innovators Club and I Am French and RFD, those are the 3 main teams in my organization, but I'm going to do my own thing. Every single time, I know what's going to happen. They're going to fail. Every single time when somebody says, nah, I'm going to do my own thing, that is the beginning of the end. Why? Very simple. Your people are looking at you. If you say goodbye to your team, they're going to say goodbye to you. And then you're like, hey, I got a P6 doing his thing. And now I got a P200 doing his thing. And I'm like, bro, who started the party? Who started the goddamn party? You did. And does this mean that we always agree? No, we don't always agree, but nobody knows if we don't agree. This is a backdoor conversation. And we talk, we look for a solution, and this is how we come forward to the teams. Mommy and daddy, sometimes they argue, but the children should never know that mommy and daddy are arguing. Okay, they should never know. It's the same with building an organization. All right, cool. So, and understand, if you're building a team, that everybody has their role. I have my strengths, I have my weaknesses. I don't need to be good at every single thing. There's not a single CEO in the game who is good at every single thing. This is why you want to have a diverse team. Luke is far more red than I am. My goodness. All right, we are back. Take number 3 or 4. I can't even remember. Anyway, you all got another break. Where the heck were we? Yes, use the strengths of your organization. I mean, if you want to organize a fun activity, go to the yellows. The yellows are the people. Like, hey, it's got to be fun. We got to do something, blah, blah, blah. If you want to build a strong planning or something organizational, you're going to go to the blue ones. If you want to bring more fire, you're going to go to the red ones. If you want to bring the knowledge, you're going to go to the green ones. So this is how you build a strong culture. You know, the least important person in my team is me. I'm also the most important one because I'm leading the whole ship, but I'm also the less important one. It should never be about myself. You know, one of the things that leaders make mistakes is that when it goes good, they're like, wow, I'm the man. And when it goes bad, they're like, hey, it's their fault. No, no, it should be the other way around. When things go good, it's because of the team. Even though it's you, it's because of the team. When things go bad, you take responsibility. This is how you gain respect as a leader, or one of the things how you gain respect. So, and the last thing, before we go to the last nuggets of today, is that everybody looks at you. I am 100%, aware, conscious that everybody is looking at me, but you should be aware that everybody is looking at you. Especially if you're a platinum leader, people are not looking at your mouth, they're looking at your feet. And leadership is hard. Why? Because you want to be untouchable. You want to make as less mistakes as possible. So this means not always easy because sometimes you're not feeling like it or whatever it may be. But people are always watching. And this is what happens in duplication or in leadership. All the good things that you do, you hope it gets duplicated. You pray to God that all the good things that you do, that it get duplicated. Do you know what happens with all the bad stuff that you do? It gets duplicated 100%. That's leadership. So if you agree with that sentence, and hopefully you do agree, then you know that you want to be Mr. or Mrs. Perfect. You want to be untouchable. So if you don't show up on a call, it's very difficult to tell your people to be on a call. If you don't show up at a physical meeting, it's very difficult to give a positive message to your organization. What are you going to tell them? If you don't create certain personal ranks yourself, you can tell your people, hey, go and create a P3, a P6, whatever, and you're not doing it yourself. Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult. So again, what you do good, you hope for is to get duplicated. What you do bad is going to get duplicated 100%. And very fast. Very fast. People aren't stupid. People are very smart, believe me. So the last thing I'll say, and then I'm going to wish all of you, all 154 of you, an amazing evening. Where do you start? Okay, where do you start the exercise of building culture? Well, you start with asking yourself this very question. You imagine you have a team event or a presentation, whatever it is a physical event, and the newest rock star enters the room. Now, the thing is, you never know who the rock star is, but you know that every now and then an ace enters the room. A he, a she, whatever. You never know when, you never know who it is, but rock stars enter a room. Ask yourself that question. What do you want that person to see, to hear, and to feel? This is where you start building your culture, by answering this very last question. Because if that person sees the wrong things, hears the wrong things, or feels the wrong things, he's either not gonna build, or builds not as a rock star, or gonna go somewhere else, or whatever. So when those kind of people enter a room, what do you want them to see, to hear, and to feel? If you got that figured out, then you have the culture that you want to create for your organization, and then you can build longevity. Whether it is fast or slow, it doesn't matter. I'm not the fastest, I'm I'm not the best network marketeer in the company, by far not. There are people who are far better. I have people in my teams far better network marketers than myself. But I know a few things about building teams, and I know a few things about leadership. And building culture is one of the most important things you will ever do. And it starts with you. It starts with precising what are the boundaries that you want to set. What is allowed and what is not tolerated. What is allowed, what is not tolerated. What are the boundaries that we're going to play this game in? And if people do not respect that, say, brother, I love you, I appreciate you, but there is the door. Go and do something else. Okay, so hopefully, guys, you had some value. Hopefully, this made sense. And I'll see you all in, I would say, most probably beautiful Mexico. Maybe you guys are going to go to the event of Osgur in, I don't know where it is, Germany. He invited me as a guest speaker. Anyway, we will see each other around. If you want to have my 3 courageous questions that I couldn't say on stage, check my Instagram. They are in my last reel that I did. I love you. I appreciate you. And I want to see every single one of you on stage, one of the next events as a P1 or above. And if you're on stage, you say, hey, Uncle Jay, whoa, this is me. And then I'm going to celebrate like a crazy man for you being there on stage. Okay, guys, that's it. Have a good one. Uncle Jay is out.
Thank you so much, Uncle Jay, once again. Going crazy, giving so much value to the people. And let's drop it in the chat. That was a sexy training. That was a really sexy training, and I'm excited. You know, I'm thankful that you really gave us the value, and I've been taking a lot of notes into this, and I'm gonna apply it straight away. So thank you very much, brother, and I cannot wait to see you in Mexico and in the next coming events as well, guys. I hope you got some value out of this, and I hope you're ready to take this information as I said, right? This is information that you've been given to right now, and it is imperative for you to really take this and apply it right away if you want to create that culture, if you want to build big. And I know there's a lot of people that's leaving. We're not done yet because I'm gonna drop the next call so you guys know what's up. Because guys, on Sunday, or we're gonna start with Friday for all the P600. How many P600s do we have in the chat? Drop a 600 in the chat. Drop a P6 in the chat. Let's do that. Now I said 3 different things at once. There we go. We got a lot of P600s in here. This is the foundation for the entire organization, and for everyone who is qualified as a Platinum 600, you're able to attend a special training with our P5K mentor and soon to be chairman, Emil Rame. He's gonna hold an amazing training, and make sure that you're there on time. It starts at 6 p.m. Swedish time. And not only that, if you are close to hitting P600, if you're a P300 right now and you're close to going P600, make sure to put in an extra notch so you can be in on the rest of the calls. Because I'm telling you guys, after Emil, it's gonna be some crazy speakers for the P600s, no doubt. And who's excited for some, mindset, some real good personal development call on Sunday? Who's excited? Because we got none other than Chairman 25, and we got also our my personal development educator, Nenok Torres, hopping in and tuning in. And I know right now, I think I've heard a bit, but the topic will be, the spiritual side of success, because something he always gives us credit is our work ethic. And, to really level up, if you want to go chairman, you got to think like a chairman right away. So make sure that you're ready to hop into this call. I'm ready to, take this information and also run with it. So with that being said, the flyers will come out for what a combo and for the call tomorrow. So make sure to be on the lookout, and it's out right now. So with that being said, I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys, are ready to take March Madness to another level. And I'm thankful that you took the time to hop in. So with that being said, never can I feel seeing the back and ciao.